Hi again, friends. This is Jackie with Jackie of All Trades. Thank you so much for coming back to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing an update video on the peel and stick mosaic tile that I installed in my kitchen last summer. For those of you who did not watch that installation video, I do encourage you to go back and watch. But before we get started on my impressions of this tile, I think we should go back and take a quick look at how we got to this point. I installed this Backsplash on a weekday afternoon and indeed had completed about 90% of it by the time I had to go pick my son up from school. I remember this part of the project where I'd used duct tape on a hole I'd put in the wall. That was pretty funny. I had a number of challenges with this Backsplash, not least of which was the fact that the cabinets are not exactly level, so I was constantly adjusting the size of the tile panel I was adhering to the wall. Though the installed Backsplash looked good, there were gaps between the tile and the base of the upper cabinets that just looked unsightly. I found the solution to this problem, or more of what I'd call a design hack, at the Home Depot, where I found some 3/4 inch trim for about 80 cents a foot. So for a total of just over $16, I brought home this trim. I cut it to size and I fixed it over the gaps at the bottom of the cabinets and painted it the same white as the cabinets. As a result, the trim looks like a decorative piece of the cabinet box and you'll never be able to say right off that it's an add-on. And all of these components work together to fool the eye. And I'm talking about the white cabinets, the tile, and the trim. And you'd think it's a pro job with a clean finish when indeed it's just an old-fashioned DIY hack job. But doesn't it look great? So here is the tile in question, right? I love this tile for a number of reasons. First, I think it's very DIY friendly. It is very beginner friendly. And as you can see, it looks really nice in the kitchen. I chose it particularly because I've never tiled anything before in my life. I don't know how to grout, and this is a wonderful non-grout option. Also, I didn't know how to cut tile, and I noticed I could do the laying of this tile myself without having to deal with a wet saw or trying to figure out how to cut glass or whatever. So it made that part really easy for me. And as you can see, it's just beautiful. I mean, it's this particular one that I chose. It's got warm tones in it. It's got browns. It's got pinks. There's a little bit of a purple. There's a pearly white. The Kasaro brand does have at least 2 other color options that I'm aware of. A pure white, and it's all white, and one that is more earthy with a few more, it's darker, so more browns, more chocolates, and darker ambers and things like that. I felt like this one in the middle with the more neutral blushes and caramel browns was the best choice for me. If you're unfamiliar with how this tile works, peel and stick, it goes just like the name suggests. On the back, as you saw in my video, all you do is, there's a paper backing here, you just pull it off and it reveals a very, very sticky backing there, and you put it up against the area where you want to install it. Once it's up there, it will not come out. One of the things that I didn't count on, and I didn't really highlight very well in that particular video, is the fact that this home that I'm in with this beautiful tile in it, it is a 1970s structure. And so while things are mostly level, things are mostly even, they are not completely precise. So stuff is kind of propped up, it's kind of shimmed, it's kind of angled to fit a space. When I was putting in the tile, I very quickly learned that the space, for instance, at this part of the cabinet, the space between the upper cabinet and the Backsplash is one height, but by the time you get to the other space here, it's a completely different height. Okay, so this is the area that we're talking about here. I'll just stand back here and let you see it. If you'll notice, I started tiling up and then I stopped at a certain point. And the reason I stopped was because as I started to measure from going here all the way to the top, I noticed that the area narrows. So it's wider right here than it is right here, which is, it's a big difference. And so at the time, I wasn't exactly sure how I was going to get the tile all the way up. I did not let that stop me. I completed the rest of the job, and I decided to come back to this piece once I had formulated a plan, and I've got one going now. As I'd already done with the rest of the walls when installing this backsplash, I began here by adding a wall liner to hopefully make it a little easier to remove these tiles when I'm ready. But I used the liner backing as a template on the tile piece that I was planning on placing on the wall. I used these concrete nippers here to cut along the line that I'd traced on the back, and I was able to snip these tiles to size. From there, I stuck them on the wall, I put grout in the gaps, and that was a wrap. And there you have it. One more time, let's take a look at this beautiful girl. This is a panel of peel and stick mosaic tile from the Kasaro brand. This video is not being sponsored by Kasaro. I chose the peel and stick from Kasaro because it appeared to be a very DIY friendly product, and indeed in action I have found that to be true. I was able to get this up on my wall in an afternoon, maybe 3.5 hours, and it looks great. I'm almost a year in, and I can tell you that I have not seen a single tile fall out of place. I haven't seen a single panel fall off the wall. It sticks, and it sticks well, and it looks good. So I would definitely recommend this product. As far as day-to-day use, if we spill anything on it, get any grease on it, common household cleaners and a little bit of wiping, everything comes off. And no, these tiles do not lose their sheen. I don't need to continue singing the praises of these tiles because they actually do speak for themselves. They really do look good in my kitchen, and I recommend them to anyone who would like to have them. As I said, nearly a year on, they are still holding up, and they are still representing well here, and they are still bling in my kitchen, if you will. So if you are thinking about making this purchase, please do not hesitate. And for today's video, that is it. If you like this video, please do go ahead and give me a thumbs up. Also, if you have any comments, any questions, any impressions about what you've seen today, go ahead and leave a little message for me in the comments section. I'll make sure to get back to you as soon as possible. I put out new content all the time, so I invite you to subscribe to my channel, and that way you don't miss out on any of my videos when they're released. I wanted to say thank you once again for dropping by my channel. This is Jackie of All Trades signing off. I will see you next time.